All right, man. I actually don't even know what happened. I might legitimately. I don't know what happened. My stream kind of just like froze. I'm actually not even sure what happened in terms of. I don't know. My thing legitimately like froze up and stopped. Man, stream got a cut, which was unfortunate. I don't even know if I'm gonna be here much longer if they don't have an actual report. So that's kind of just the thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what caused it to turn off the first time, but I don't expect to be here for much longer because apparently there's gonna get an update. Once we get that update, I am planning to I'm planning to cut this all off. I hope you're doing okay so far. I'm doing okay. I'm just wishing the best for Demar Hamlin. Apparently there's going to be some sort of update soon. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but seems like an update is happening soon, and apparently an update's gonna happen soon, and we're just gonna wait to see what happens. Um, Once I get the update, I'll most likely cut the stream off. Like again, my whole thing just froze up for some reason, and sometimes it tends to do that. But once we do get an update, I don't expect to be live streaming for much longer. Once we do get an update, I'll be sure to cut this and call it a day here. But I do want to get that one update regarding the Demar Hamlin situation, and then we could just call it a day from here. The issue is that CPR can only come in so soon in the middle of the field in a football game. I don't even know how much time passed before he got CPR. We're really just kind of sitting here waiting to see any sort of update. We haven't gotten an update yet. We're waiting. The minute I get the update, I'm gonna close the live stream here. but they said we're gonna get an update soon. So we're kind of just waiting right now. When you're a player of a sport, it's more than just a team. It's a brotherhood, a family. Hope Demar pulls through. Yeah, apparently some of the players are definitely there. I think most of the players might actually be there at the hospital that he's in right now. Man, this is just scary. This whole situation is just scary, and we're just sitting here waiting. I can so many people want to say things when they don't actually know what's happening. It makes me so mad. People are gonna say whatever they want, and Twitter's always been a dumpster fire. People are going to say whatever the hell they want to say, and that's not going to change. I'm just like on my phone right now, just going through Twitter trying to see if I can get any sort of update myself. Not everybody. Graham, just Skip Bayless, who became the poster boy for the piece. Oh yeah, speaking of that, Skip actually had to make another tweet apologizing for that, and he was trying to clarify how he was trying to express that the main focus is his health. Apparently, we misunderstood his tweet. The football player's health and safety is a very it is. I'm sorry. The football player health and safety. It is a very it is very important. It's more important than the football game. I got what you say. Yeah, a player's health and safety is more important than a football game. You're absolutely right. So yeah, if anyone that wanted to know about the Skip Bayless thing, he apologized for the tweet. Apparently people misunderstood what he was trying to say. What are your thoughts on the Heat? I don't have any thoughts right now. I really wish I could give you a sports take right now. My mind right now is not even on sports right now. I'm literally just looking for any sort of update. Um, I don't know that when. whenever they postpone this game, and whenever whatever game it is, I'll most likely live stream it. And when I do live stream it, if you want to ask me again about my thoughts on the Heat, I'll be able to give you something. But right now, my mind isn't even on sports, so I'm sorry, I just don't have any specific thoughts on the Heat right now. All right, so I think we might be getting an update here. All right, so there isn't much of an update about his condition right now. I guess we have to continue to see what happens. Haven't had much of an update here for the most part. Yeah, people are crucifying Skip Bayless for his tweet, and now he's talking about how it was misunderstood. See, my problem with Skip's tweet here is how he alluded and mentioned a certain aspect here. Because when you read the tweet in the whole specific fashion, he's trying to express that the situation of the game and the magnitude of this outcome is irrelevant. My problem is why bring it up in the first place? Why are you worried? If you would have just tweeted out, if you right here, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, which they were, but how? If he would have just sat back and at that point just said how, a situation like this, you gotta end the game. If he would have said something like that, no one would have crucified him. But the man will go on saying this late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome. Why mention that in the first place? Obviously, he finishes by saying what suddenly seems so irrelevant. So he's saying the outcome of this game and the outcome of this matchup really is all of a sudden irrelevant due to the situation. My problem is he alluded, he had this whole statement talking about how important this game is this late in the season and the magnitude of this game in terms of the regular season. Why bring that up in the first place? Even if he's not trying to allude that, why bring that up in the first place? Cometio Cordis plays a distressing role as a leading cause of sudden cardiac death in young athletes. Reported cases remain relatively infrequent. Less than 30 cases are reported each year. So it's a rare situation. Yeah, someone on Twitter was speaking on that saying, this is a very rare situation because it's not often that you have that level of trauma happen to an athlete. It's not as common as you would think. Skip backpedaling, backpedaling harder than the offensive lineman in pass protection. Yeah, he apologized for the tweet. This is the problem I always have with Skip Bayless. No matter what he's trying to say, there's always this certain aspect of his phrase when he's speaking a statement or tweeting something out. There's always this aspect of his statement that has no reason to be there. None. None. And then that last statement he adds, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. Why would you tweet out anything that the fact that he was alluding to the game and then saying at the end of the day it's irrelevant? Because when you look at the tweet and analyze it, he's trying to say that the situation right now, the game is irrelevant. The whole situation is irrelevant. The game needs to be canceled. That's the type of message he's trying to push. But the fact that he spoke about the game this late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome. Why would you say that? Why would you have that whole space there? There's no reason to add that there, and that's just a constant issue you deal with there. He needs to be suspended or fined for that selfishness. Plus, he's an analyst on sports. He knows better than that. I don't see anything happening to him. I just feel like in a situation like this, you got to be able to sense the time. Even if you're a journalist, even if you're an analyst, you have to be able to sense the time. Now is not the time to really focus in on that. It's not. It's really not. Because you got other analysts that are not even remotely talking about the game. I understand what he was trying to do there. He was trying to obviously show respect and say that this game needs to be canceled, but he was also trying to say, well, what do you do with this game now? Because this is a crucial game at this moment, the magnitude of this game and how it affects the regular season. I get that aspect that he was trying to explain, but there's a time and a place for that. A man is fighting for his life. Nobody gives a damn about that. And some people are definitely defending him, saying he's just doing his job and expressing, he's showing concern and saying that there's no reason as to why this should continue. He's showing concern, but he's also trying to do his job as a sports analyst and focusing in on the other aspect. Well, now we know the situation is tragic and they have to end the game, but what do you do with this game? The magnitude of this game is huge for playoff implications. I get where he's coming from, but there's a time and place for that. If Skip Bayless wanted to talk about that on the show tomorrow, feel free to. But he's tweeting that while the moment he tweeted that was the moment where we had no clue as to what was happening. We had no updates involving Demar, and we had no updates involving whether or not the league was going to cancel this. For him to come in and put a tweet like that and have that whole spectrum where he's talking about the magnitude of this game is too big, a game like this, the magnitude of this game for the regular season, like that whole statement in his tweet, shouldn't have put that there in the first place. You shouldn't have put that there in the first place. Should have put that there in the first place. You got all these other journalists and analysts out here that are not even trying to talk about the game right now and the implications as to what happens here. They're not focused on that. Hamlin had a cometio cordis. That's a hit in the chest in the exact millisecond with a considerable force. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people said that's the case for him, which again with a hit like that, that can cause cardiac arrest. Any updates? I have heard no updates. NFL refs were tripping trying to get the players back on the field after what just happened earlier. They were trying to do that? I didn't know. We haven't had any updates for the most part. See, this one here, this one I would probably say this definitely breaks it down too. Uh, Lowe's tweet here definitely does break it down. I can't sleep until I hear. Yeah, we're just waiting. We don't know. We don't know. But I'll definitely say Lowe's tweet here is definitely breaks down like some of my issues with it, with this tweet here. How can you, in the same sentence, acknowledge the severity of the situation and then say, "But how?" This late in the season, a game of this magnitude, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. This isn't a "but how" moment, and it doesn't seem irrelevant. It is irrelevant. I would agree. I don't think you should add that whole part. Like, given the circumstances, this isn't the time to be doing a whole "but how" or with the magnitude. There should have been no specific talk about what they do moving forward with this. It just, uh, I really hope that Demar Hamlin does not pass away. We'll just have to pray for the best scenario, man. Oh. But yeah, we just don't have. We just really don't have. Wait, update. Demar Hamlin's vitals are back to normal, and they have put him to sleep to put a breathing tube down his throat and will run tests per his friend and marketing rep. Oh, like I said, most likely was the players. But then again, I don't know how true this is. But based on a variety of reports, the NFL did not make the decision to suspend the Bengals Bills game. Rather, players slash captains and coaches from both teams who had witnessed Bills safety Damar Hamlin getting CPR for 8 minutes said they will not continue the game. So the players, like I said, the players chose not to go out there. The NFL didn't make that official decision. Anyway, we haven't had any official report. It's 11 o'clock now. I'm going to call it here. It's 11 o'clock. We're gonna call it to here. Um, if there's any other report, I guess I don't know if I'll make a video on it. But if we get any reports, we'll probably talk about it later. But I'm gonna end it here. Is it on Bleach Report? Yeah. So yeah, an update. So apparently, yeah, his vitals are back to normal, and they put him to sleep and put a breathing tube down his throat. So they're currently running tests. All right. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. They may tell us more, but according to his friend and marketing rep, his vitals are back to normal. And they've put him to sleep and put a breathing tube down his throat, and they're gonna run tests to see what's going on with him. And any other further updates may come later tonight or tomorrow. So we'll just have to see. Anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping by. This was such an unfortunate situation. I really wish this didn't have to happen, but this is the dark side of sports that we have to see, and it's unfortunate. But yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Whatever happens, we'll speak on the updates later. Past that, I'm not worried about that right now. If we gotta talk about football, we'll talk about football later. But I'm not worried about that right now. We'll see what happens with the updates. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. And with that being said, that's all I've got, and I'm out of here, man.